Look how pretty that is. Oh, look at that reflection. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're talking new makeup. We're talking all the makeup that's on my face today. We did a full face and I'm specifically really excited to show you guys the new concealer because I've gotten a lot of questions on it comparably to the Westman Atelier and the Victoria Beckham Beauty and kind of how I feel like it lines up with them. So we tried it on, I did a full test of it, and I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. I would love to know down below, what new products are you excited about? What products do you want me to review? Let me know down below. And let me know what you think of this makeup look. I kept it pretty minimal just because this is a bright color. I wasn't trying to go too crazy with this sweater on. So let me know down below. And yeah, let's just jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of new makeup. New makeup, let's get into it. I'm really excited. First things first, we already have brows on because we don't have a new brow product. We're talking complexion, and I was so excited to get my hands on this because I love the Westman Atelier Illuminator Drops. I just love Illuminator Drops in general and what they can really do to your complexion. So I got my hands on this and I was really excited to order it. So this is the Rituel De Fille, their illuminator kind of drop that they have. What is the full name? Rituel De Fille Creature of Light Full Face Serum Illuminator. And I was so excited. The second I saw serum, broke my kneecaps running to grab this because I just felt like it was going to be so good. So I got this shade Angelic. Let me make sure. Angelic Creature. And it's more of a pinky tone, which I was also excited to kind of see in person. So we're going to do a pump. I find with this that one pump is plenty. A very little bit of this goes a long way, but I want to just show you really quick what this shade is. So this shade, I know at first you're kind of like, okay, this is a little bit light, but it ends up looking good once you kind of blend it out. And with this shade, if you're my complexion and you don't like kind of the tone, that rosy tone that it has, I would just maybe not over apply it, but they have other shades that look like they would look great on our complexion. Anyway, so I'm gonna do another pump on the back of my hand again. And we're just going to apply it to our face. So I just kind of like to just dot it around. And then I'm just going to blend it out with my fingers. As you can see, it doesn't give me a weird pearly kind of finish that it looked like when I was blending it out in my hand, on the back of my hand. But it's because I really work it into the skin, and I love the way that it makes my skin look. I feel like it makes my skin look really, really healthy, and wearing it by itself is something that I love to do. But today I want to layer a foundation on top of it so you can kind of see what that looks like. So I'm going to wait about a minute before I go on with the foundation. So we're going to let this dry down for a second and then we'll be right back. Okay, it's been about a minute. So we're going to take actually half a pump. I'm not going to do a full pump of the House Labs foundation. I wear the shade 330, which I believe is 330 medium cool. It's a really nice shade match, and that's about half a pump. I didn't do a full pump, and I'm going to take this brush here, which is just a fluffy brush, and it's, in my opinion, this technique is just the best way to apply foundation without, even if it's, you don't have a perfect foundation match, like a shade match, this just makes it blend out easier. And I'm getting it into this, like really getting it into the brush. And then make sure I'm looking in a mirror, and we're just gonna blend it out onto the skin. Foundation is blended. Now we're going to move on to a new concealer, and you guys had so many questions about this, so I was so excited to start testing it out. The Ciele, their concealer, I was so excited because it has an SPF in it, and wearing SPF under your eyes is so important for maintaining your skin thickness and collagen and all of that. If you don't have a concealer with SPF, then putting a little bit of SPF under your eyes is always ideal. But anyways, I digress. I got the concealer, and I was really excited because this is also meant to be really good for covering hyperpigmentation and spots around the face. And since I do have we got a little bit of stuff popping up here and there from my time of the month. So this is perfect. So I got the shade 13N, I believe. Yes, 13N. And like I said, this is an SPF of 50. This is the shade here. Let me make sure that this is focusing. Can you see? There we go. So this is the shade that I got, and I feel like it's a really, really nice shade. It's not super, super brightening on me. However, I feel like sometimes not having a concealer that's super brightening is nice. Just because you want it to look a little bit more natural. So first, what I want to do is I want to place it under my eyes. And what I will say about this concealer is that the texture is a little bit on the thicker side, not thick in a bad way, but just it's not a super, super thin concealer. It's not wildly thick, but it kind of reminds me a little bit actually of the Westman Atelier in the thickness of it. It's not wildly thick, but it is more on the thick side than other concealers that I use, and it isn't super slippy and serum-y feeling. So I want to blend it two ways so that you can see. So I want to use my finger on this side. So we're just going to blend with our finger. Blended this side with my finger, and then this side we're going to blend with a brush, and I'm going to use this brush here. This is the Hourglass concealer brush, and we're just going to tap it in. Under eyes are blended. What do you guys think of the coverage? Do you like it? To me, it's more of a medium plus to full coverage, or even medium to full coverage kind of concealer. It isn't super full coverage if you only apply just a little bit. However, it is really, really easy to build up, and it has a creaminess to it. So it's still, when you build up on it, it blends out really nicely and doesn't kind of patch, because it doesn't dry down super, super quickly, but it does dry down. You just got to give it a second. So I feel like right now we're more at a medium plus coverage. I feel like on this side here specifically, you can still see some darkness peeking through. So what I want to do is I want to apply a touch more just so you can see how it builds up even more if I need it. So just right here where I have the most darkness on both my eyes. Actually, this eye is just so much worse. And what I want to do is I want to show you how it blends out with my finger when I'm building it up. So we're just going to kind of tap and like really make sure to focus on not moving the product from that area. And you can see right here that gave me some nice, more full coverage. The way I like to work with this is I like to apply not too much at first. So kind of get it to that medium plus range where I'm just applying a little and then really spreading out the product. And then where I need more coverage concentration wise, I will just place it and tap it out. And for me, I find that to be kind of the best approach with this, because I don't like to apply too much concealer. I don't find that this looks super makeup-y under the eyes at all, which is really nice. And I don't find that it settles into my fine lines, which is ideal, because there are some concealers that just settle almost immediately. And as you can see, or I hope you can see, there is no settling into fine lines, and we're not going to set it because I want you guys to see kind of how it wears as I'm talking and all of that. Now I want to go on to the hyperpigmentation around my face, specifically right here. It's not really hyperpigmentation, but it is an acne mark that needs to get out of here. So we're going to apply a little bit. And with this, I find for spotting around the face, for placing it around the face, that just a little bit at a time. And you can always build it up because this is easy to build up. Okay, concealer has been placed all over the face where I feel like I need a touch more coverage and where I am having some hyperpigmentation still peeking through. And the way that I like to blend this is just with my finger. Concealer has been blended. What do you guys think of the finish, how it looks? To me, this has definitely more of a natural finish, and depending on what I wear underneath the concealer, depending on the face cream or the finish of the foundation and even the eye cream, can kind of make it skew slightly more on the dewy side, but not dewy where it looks wet or anything, just has a little bit more of a sheen. But to me, it definitely has more of a natural finish. I would love to know what you guys think. Now I want to move on to the cheeks really quick before we move on to the rest of our new makeup. So first we're going to go on with a bronzer. I'm just going to grab this one. This is the new Ilia cream bronzer. This is the shade Rise. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I love this product. It's really nice and has a nice sheen to it. I will say that this has a sheen, whereas I feel like this illuminator has, I wouldn't say like aggressive glitter or anything like that, but it has, the particles are a little bit bigger in the Rituel De Fille, the illuminator, than they are in the bronzer that I have here. And we'll do like a full recap of how I feel about the finishes and stuff at the end, but I just want to make sure I mention that. And we're just going to bronze around the face. Okay, we're bronzed now. I want to go on with this blush here from Victoria Beckham Beauty. This is the shade Mini Skirt. Look how pretty that is. I hope it focuses. There we go. It's so pretty. And we're just going to take a little bit on the back of our hand. I really love this shade. And I'm going to take just this brush here, dip in. This is very, very pigmented, so a light hand. So when in doubt, hold the brush towards the back. If you feel like you put too much blush on at first, sometimes going in at holding the brush further back so you aren't pressing as hard can make the difference of you looking like a clown or not. So. Blush is on. Now we're going to move on to the eyes, and we have a bunch of fun new eye products. Let's get into it. So first things first, I want to use this product here. This is from Jillian Dempsey, and they actually sent me this, and this is their lid tint. And I have the shade Bronze in this, and this is what it looks like. Look how pretty. I love like a sheen on the lid, and this product kind of reminds me of an eye gloss a little bit. So the way I like to apply this is I just like to place it directly on the eye and then just kind of press it in instead of swiping it on the lid. Even though it's fine if you swipe, I just prefer kind of tapping it into the eye. And then I just like to blend the edge with my finger a little bit so it's not super, super harsh. Look how pretty that shade is. I want to take a little bit of this and just put it on my lower lash line just for kind of a little bit of dimension and a bit of a shadow. So we're just going to take it on a small brush like this and then just drag it down. I love the dimension that adds, and this is really nice. I actually really, really enjoy this, and I feel like a lot of people would like this a lot in summer, or if you have dry eyelids and it's kind of winter time and you're just feeling like you can't really put anything on your lid because you have dryness. This is definitely something I would check out. If you have oily eyelids, I don't think that this would necessarily work for you, because it is kind of more of a balm feeling type product. So this isn't going to be for everyone, but I really like the sheen it gives. I feel like in summer, this is just, it's the look that we want. Now we're going to move on to another new eyeshadow, and this one is from Kulfi. I know I've already reviewed this formula. I love this formula. It is amazing, but I got a new shade, and this is their newest shade. It's Sona Sona, or I think it's Sona Sona, but it might be Sauna Sauna. I'm pretty sure it's Sona Sona, but this is the most beautiful shade. Look at that. It can be. How are you so pretty? So we're gonna do a little bit of this. This shade is so stunning. I just need to do a little swatch on my hand for you. Look how pretty that is. Oh, look at that reflection. It's just so stunning. I am obsessed with it. So we're gonna do a little bit on our lid. I love this formula. I have done a whole full review on it, the formula. I just took a little bit more, and I'm gonna kind of do this so I'm not over applying the product, and then we're just gonna kind of place it specifically the center of my eyelid. Look how pretty that is. I am obsessed with it, and even on top of something that's more of a balmy finish, so the Jillian Dempsey, their eye tint has a little bit more of a balmy finish. I don't find, weirdly enough, that it's creasing on top of it. I don't know what it is. This formula does not crease. It's so stunning. I don't want to overdo it on the eye, but it is absolutely beautiful. And I might put a touch in the inner corner once I kind of suss out the final look, but it is so stunning. And I feel like a lot of people are going to love this shade. Look how pretty. It's just gorgeous and it literally lasts all day. It's very, very impressive. Now we're gonna move on to a new eyeliner that's also from Jillian Dempsey, and they also sent to me. And there are eyeliners that are pencils that a lot of the time I don't love the formula. This one did surprise me, and I feel like of the two Jillian Dempsey products, my favorite is the eyeliner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tight line. Oh God, I just almost ripped my eyeball out. I'm gonna tight line and then draw a little line on my lid. This is a really easy eyeliner to tight line with, which is great, but it's also really nice to like blend and smudge, and you can create a lot with this, and it's just, I really like this eyeliner. Now, just remove my lip balm. We're moving on to a lip liner. We have the new Saie Beauty lip liner, and this is in the shade Tease or Draw Me. No, I think Draw Me is the other lip liner. Yeah, Tease, and this is a dark brown. Let me just swatch on the back of my hand for you. And I was really intrigued by this because I felt like this shade moving into fall winter was going to be perfect. So I feel like honestly everyone, look how pretty that is. I feel like everyone needs a good brown lip liner in their collection, no matter what your complexion is, because it really does make such a difference on how lip colors can look on you, especially if they're bright or more on the milky and light side. I don't know, I'm a really big fan. Lip liner's on, we're looking a little crazy. I'm gonna just take my finger and kind of blend the edge. All right, lip liner has been blended out. I feel like sometimes when you don't blend out lip liner, it can look a little bit too harsh depending on the lip color you're going on with. And we're going on with a beige nude. This is the liquid lip balm from Rituel Beauty, which you know I love. And this is in the shade Remy. Wait, is this one Remy or is this one the other one? This is Remy. And we're just gonna, I love this liquid lip balm is everything. Lips are on. What do you guys think? I also just added a coat of, actually 2 coats of mascara to finish off the look. What do you guys think of the final makeup look? What do you guys think of the products? Now I want to do like a quick recap of the products. First one I want to talk about is the Rituel De Fille, their Creature of Light Illuminator. So I actually really like this product. However, if you're the type of person that likes something that is more on the, say, like Super Glow Gel or even the Westman Atelier, you might not enjoy this just because the particles in it are slightly bigger, and you can definitely, especially when it's down the center of your face, and by center of your face, mainly the nose, you can definitely notice the particles a little bit more. Not in a way where it's super glittery looking or anything, but I do think for some people this will not work, but I do really enjoy this. I like the way that it feels. I like the way it sinks into the skin. I like how it plays with the makeup that I put on top of it, but also the skincare I wear underneath it, so I'm not feeling like it's super pilly or anything like that. It plays really well with a lot of the makeup that I wear it with, and it looks beautiful. It makes my skin just look so like plumped up and dewy and amazing without it being wet looking. However, if you do have an oily T-zone, which I do have, don't apply too much on the nose, because I do find that when I over apply it kind of like on my nose, I do find that I feel like it looks a little bit too much, too oily by the end of the day. So that's just something to know. I know I'm gonna get a question about whether or not I like it as much as the Westman Atelier and their Illuminator drops. No. I like this a lot. However, the Westman Atelier just, first of all, feels a little bit more on the serum-y side. They're both serum-y feeling, but it has a little bit more slip to it. But also, I like the finish of that one, the Westman Atelier, a little bit more than this one. This is still a great product, but if I had to pick, I would go with the Westman Atelier. but this is a really nice product. Now we got to talk about the concealer. I actually really like this concealer. It really doesn't crease under the eyes. I haven't set my face because I wanted you guys to see kind of how it wears. And when I get close to a humbling mirror, there's no creasing. It doesn't look super, super makeup-y under my eyes, which is great. I feel like it just looks nice and it wears really nice throughout the day. I do find that when I'm wearing certain mascaras, if I don't set my under eyes, I can get just a little touch of running, but not anything that is abnormal for me. And I have weepy eyes, so I do tend to always get a little bit of running right here. So that's not out of the ordinary. And I would say that if I don't set my under eyes when I'm wearing mascara on my lower lashes, I can have a little bit of running, but it's not anything that is out of the ordinary for my face. It's pretty normal. It looks beautiful. It sets nicely and it just kind of doesn't move, which I really enjoy. I feel like it did a good job of covering my hyperpigmentation and my marks that I had kind of around the face, on my chin. You guys have to let me know what you think, but I really do enjoy this and I love that it has an SPF. You know, I'm gonna get a question on if I prefer the Ciele concealer over the Westman Atelier or vice versa. To me, I actually like them relatively similar. I do think I prefer the Ciele one a little bit more just because I feel like the hydration level is a little bit more, like I can feel it a little bit more with the Ciele one, and I love that it has an SPF of 50. So that kind of, to me, I feel like all concealers need to come with an SPF because we want to maintain the collagen under our eyes. So for me, I've been grabbing the Ciele one more than the Westman Atelier. However, I like the way that they both wear, the way that they both don't really crease. I do find that the Westman Atelier one is a little bit more on the, it's a little bit on the drier side. It's not dry by any means, but I feel like for people who the Westman Atelier concealer didn't work for, and I do know that there's a good amount of people who it didn't work for just because of the consistency and the way that it kind of dries down and it doesn't have quite as much slip. I feel like the Ciele concealer is definitely a really good option because this is a great concealer, and since this is cheaper than the Westman Atelier one, even just because I kind of prefer the way that it wears throughout the day a little bit more, the Ciele one definitely wins in my book. Anyways, I digress, and now we got to move on to the eyes. So Jillian Dempsey, so they sent me two products, their eye tint and the eyeliner. Of the two, I prefer the eyeliner. I love the eye tint. It's a really nice product to wear, and it's really nice and easy to just swipe on your lid and like run out the door and feel like, oh, I have a little bit of something on. It wears nicely under my eyes without making my concealer patch weirdly, and it wears nicely under my eyes without making my mascara run. When I'm looking at myself, it looks good and I'm happy with how it's looking, and it makes me look hydrated and plumped up. So I really do enjoy this. But of the two, the eyeliner is my favorite. This is a very, very nice eyeliner. And if you were looking at whether or not to try like an eye product from them, the eyeliner to me is the standout of the two, but they're both really nice products. And then next we have the Kulfi eyeshadow. Now I've talked about this formula. I'm obsessed with this formula. This is so good. But the shade Sona Sona is so good. It's so stunning. I mean, look how pretty it is. It does not budge. It is so, like, look at that. It is so impressive. It is incredible. 10 out of 10. And then lastly, we have the lip liner from Saie. So I really like this formula. It has, I want you guys to see kind of how it like applies. So it has pigment without it being too overwhelmingly pigmented, as you can see, right? Like the pigmentation is there, but when you first apply it, it isn't so creamy that it's like overwhelmingly intense in your face. It's really easy to blend out. I don't find it to be super drying. I would say that it's kind of on par. It's less hydrating in my opinion than the Jones Road Beauty lip liner. However, it's not drying to me. It's just a little bit more dry than the Jones Road Beauty lip liner. But I actually really like this. I like the way that it wears I feel like once it settles down, it really doesn't budge, which is really nice. And it's this shade specifically, I feel like a lot of people need a dark brown shade like this, because you can just blend it out and it just makes wearing those lighter tones or even those reds or those really bright colors or really vampy, intense colors a little bit easier to wear. I really, really like this. And yeah, that's it for this video. That is it for this full face of new makeup. I would love to know down below of these products, which intrigues you the most. And if you have tried any of these, what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Also, let me know what you think of the Kulfi eyeshadow, because she's so cute. Love her. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.